Hello and welcome. My name is Sheep Thief, and today I'll be coming at you with some Imperator Rome single-player computer game gameplay playthrough. Today we will be doing a fairly difficult thing in this game, which is establishing the Parthian Empire. So, what is Imperator Rome? It is a game that starts in 304 BC and simulates, simulates isn't quite the right word, but it is a game set in 304 BC in the civilized world, excluding China, which was having very important things happen over here, but it didn't. China was not added to this. So, what is the situation? We have the empires of the Diadochi, the successors of Alexander the Great, who died, I want to say, like 20 years before this. We have the in Macedon, we have the Antipater, where we have Antipater, and his dynasty. We have Lysimachus in Thrace. We have Antigonus Monophthalmus, the one-eyed, in Asia Minor and Syria. We have Ptolemy Soter controlling Egypt. We have Seleucus Nicator controlling the Seleucid Empire, the most powerful of all the Diadochi kingdoms, Diadochi states. And then we have, what is this guy's name? Let's see if I can get this right. It's, is it Cassander? No, Sophides, controlling Bactria. And this is this conflict between these generals of Alexander the Great is dominating everything from Greece to India. In India, we have Chandragupta, probably one of the greatest Indian emperors, Chandragupta Maurya. In the west, we have Rome, still a growing Italian force, but still under threats from Etruscans, Sabines, Samnites, Umbrians, other Italian creatures. We have Carthage, the great naval power, quite dominant. We have the conflict over Sicily, with Syracuse being one of the last vestiges of Greek power in the area. We have Epirus, which is, I think at this point, is this the Pyrrhus? I think this might be the Pyrrhus, a young Pyrrhus, which will also be one of the last, historically, will be one of the last claims of Greek power on Italy. In the more barbarian areas, there are tribes. There's just a smattering of tribes. I don't think it's really worth saying which ones are dominant. I think it's sort of a dice roll of who does well here. But what we're going to be focusing on is the rise of Parthia. So if you look at this, you'd think, oh, we're playing Parthia, we need to play as Parthia. Incorrect. Parthia is currently, as you can see, a vassal of the Seleucid Empire, and historically the Parthian Empire wasn't Parthian, but instead Parnian. Confusingly, the Parthians came from this dry steppe region over here. They historically banded together into a confederation known as the Dahe, and then opportunistically invaded Parthia, then claiming Parthian heritage. The orchestrator of this event was Arsaces, or in the Persian tongue, Arsak Autocrator, who was probably heavily involved in Parthian politics, probably somewhat involved in Seleucid politics, probably a steppe chieftain from the southern areas of this steppe region here that rose to power and proceeded to take over almost all of the Seleucid Empire, with his offspring continuing to do so until eventually the Seleucid Empire was not destroyed entirely by Parthia. It was also whittled away at by Rome. But eventually Parthia would become the dominant Eastern Empire and arch enemy of Rome in the East, which probably would make it its primary arch enemy, running into with important battles such as Carrhae, where the Romans were destroyed in Syria over here. Pompey Magnus, of course, very important during the Roman civil wars. Wouldn't fight them, but had but maneuvered with them in his wars against Mithridates and Pontus. And then later on, after the formation of the empire, Parthia and Rome would fight one another back and forth, with sometimes the Parthians winning, sometimes the Romans winning, until in the later stages of the empire the Sassanids overtook the sort of northern Parthian steppe influenced nobility and replaced it with a more traditional Farsian or Persian in this area, I think. Let me check that. So not aware. Okay, we'll check it once we're in the game. In here is where the more traditional Persian region is. So again, the Parthians are sort of these somewhat alien, these Persianized steppe people that ruled over the Eastern world for many hundreds of years. So we're going to be doing it now. Let's talk about the game. That's the history lesson. Let's talk about the difficulty of this. This is actually an extremely difficult thing to do. Because the game is not updated and is somewhat broken, this is quite difficult. The way this works mechanically is that we're going to play as Parthia, and we need to capture a limited amount of this steppe region up here without conquering too much, because if we get over 50 provinces or territories, I can't remember what they're called, territories, the Seleucid Empire, an event is triggered where the Seleucid Emperor for some reason is riding around up here, and then we kill him and start a invasion of the Seleucid Empire that is really utterly annoyingly broken. It's a super annoying, complicated, slow war to fight, because every time you take over a territory, it instantly switches to you, which jacks up your aggressive expansion, which makes other countries want to declare war on you. And then if the Seleucids just move back in there, they take it back. So you're like losing war score really easily. It's hard to get war score. You get war score. The best way to get war score for this is to win battles. And then when you declare peace, you just get all the territory that you occupy. So ideally, you take over the entire Seleucid Empire, and you get like 500 aggressive expansion, and you have to spend the next 100 years trying to whittle that down. It's hard, but it's worth it, because when you get that big Parthian, when it says Parthia here, and the Seleucid Empire is gone, it's really satisfying. Also, there are a lot of people on the internet that are saying it's impossible. I've done it a few times, but I have had to save scum. So we're going to try to not save scum while we do this. The other thing that makes it really difficult is that the Seleucids have a bunch of satrapies, including Bactria, and so what you have to do, and what a large portion of the initial part of this will be, is waiting for hopefully what worked one time is Moria goes to war with the Seleucids, wins, and releases Bactria. With Bactria, the war is extremely difficult to win, on the verge of impossible, because Bactria sends like non-stop mercenaries. Even if it hates the Seleucids, it sends non-stop armies and mercenaries in here, taking like crucial territories. Also, when the event triggers, it switches your capital to Nisa, which is the traditional capital of the Parthians. So your capital is right here, and Bactria just continuously attacks it. So you have to be opportunistic. You actually have to wait till a time that's actually closer to the actual time of this Parthian event, which is decades and decades and decades into the game. So a lot of this we're going to be sitting here waiting. But hopefully I'll show you guys how to do this, how to play as Parthia, because, you know, Parthia is one of the great empires of this time period. And so I was like, oh, I want to play as them. And then I found out that it's this insane, difficult thing to do. I think everyone agrees that it's slightly broken. There's something wrong with Bactria's involvement with the war. The whole mechanic of the war is really painful. You'll see, hopefully. So yeah, let's begin. We're gonna play as Parthia. Trying to think if there's anything else to say. I don't think so. Let's begin. So the first thing we do is the first thing we're going to do is actually quite difficult. You have to defeat Xanthia in a war, and Xanthia somehow has, I'm trying to figure out why. They have 103, we have 151. They get a lot of armies. I'm not quite sure how they do it. But first, what we want is definitely morale of armies and reinforcement speed, just in case something goes wrong with the war. Omen, we want, so these change from time to time, and what you want is, this would be, if something goes wrong, we're going to like this, but hopefully nothing will go wrong. So we're going to do commerce income. Okay. We're going to make sure that we're getting horse archers. We want some grain. Get all of your stuff from the Seleucid Empire, because they're going to be around for a while. And then I think archers is what we want as well, so wild game. Okay. Then every other, as usual with this, we want everything but Parthia automated. Okay. Yeah. Then, very important is that you ally with literally everybody except Xanthia. So offer alliance. Okay. Now, eventually they'll break their alliance with you, which is totally okay. So you get everybody on your side. Make sure you go to missions, consult clan council, because in 1 year we're going to declare war on Xanthia. Now, one thing that is important here is these mercenaries, which you kind of need, but you need a long time for them to get their morale up, as is common in this game. It takes multiple months for the I think close to like 8 or 9 months for the mercenaries to get their morale fully up. And then you also want to, but it's enough money that you don't want to just we're gonna be really close to being bankrupt in this war with Xanthia. Now let's keep going. Government laws. Okay, so you don't really care that much about centralization. If anything, you want decentralization because it increases your levies, but this war with Xanthia is the main issue. Just to give you guys a general game plan, we're going to take Xanthia except for this province, which we don't need. So Xanthia will remain there, and here. And what we want is we actually want Pisiria to take these provinces down here. Then we're going to take... this will be a better way of explaining this. If we go to overview, what we're trying to do here is unite the be ready to unite the Dahe. So what we're going to do is get Xanthia. You see how the green part of Xanthia? We're going to get that right now. Then next up is the Sakian part of it. Then we need to be ready to attack Pisiria at an opportune moment when either Bactria has become unreleased by the Seleucids, or the Seleucids get in some super gnarly war. Because as soon as we take Pisiria, we pause the game, unite the Dahe, which gives us a bonus, and then the event triggers and we form Parthia, and we'll become a big purple Parthia, and we automatically get all of this, and then the gnarly war starts. And hopefully we can, so that's the game plan. So what we need to do right now is just set up Xanthia. So this is the first war, and it's hard. We don't care about research. We do care about this, but not yet. Although I don't want to forget that, but yeah. Then we don't really care about any of this. Yeah. I think... This might be good eventually, but... Yeah, eventually it doesn't really matter. This part of the game doesn't matter. If it stretches on a long time, then you get really behind in research. But once you form Parthia and get a bunch of territory, you can start catching up again. Culture, we've got not that many pops in these other things, so we're going to leave this the way it is. Trade, that's okay. Military, we've got this army here. Mercenaries, we might hire them. Diplomacy, we've added all them. Technology, we're not going to get anything. And then missions. So that's pretty much it, I believe. And so then we just let the game run until about like July. Just accept everything. As you can see, they start wanting to break the alliances. At least one of them will. It's usually Sakia that does it. I switched to Warlike because I don't really want to get too chummy with them, and I sort of want them to turn on me. Yeah, so Sakia doesn't actually want to be in this alliance. That's fine. That's good. So when we get to like July, I'm trying to remember how we do this. So we switch to Warlike. Keep going, keep going. Yeah, we've got some room to grow here. The other thing that you can do while you're waiting is build some cities in here that end up being pretty nice. But you do want to save some money for mercenaries for the big war. Okay, so we're coming up on April. Wait a little longer. The real question is, when do you get the... Okay, so they break the alliance. That's fine. That's actually good. So the big question is... So the first thing we're going to do is army maintenance up a little bit. We'll get through May to June, and then we'll hire the mercenaries. It's a little early. We'll definitely raise the levies. Get them here. So on October 1st we can go. So it's June, which is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 4 months. Yeah, I think we'll do it. We'll do it there. This is pretty conservative. I think you could probably wait till July 1st, but we're gonna do it just because I don't want to mess this up. This is a difficult war. We're gonna be playing with bankruptcy for sure. We're really gonna be playing with it. But let's do it. Get him over there. Why aren't you moving? Okay. No, we can't do that. We're gonna have to lose stability. That's unfortunate. Whatever. Okay. Whoa, twins. Interesting. Yeah, this is gonna be questionable. What we might do is send our mercenaries ahead to lead the charge, and maybe they'll lose some men. But this is pretty much what you want right here, because now we... Yeah, right on time, like that's about to get here. So what we're going to do is send the mercenaries ahead, and the goal is to just take this. So what we're going to do is declare war, call allies, yes. Okay, confirm. Okay, okay. Oh wait, I think... Oh, that's unfortunate. Ideally we would have switched to... You don't really get that much aggressive expansion. It's really and we're gonna take over the whole thing. So that wasn't the end of the world, but just in general, if you are starting a war, you want to switch to bellicose stance. So that was my mistake right there. Just so you know, make sure you do that. So what we're gonna do is select the mercenaries and just start marching them here. A little bit behind. We'll wait for this guy to get there and then send the main army ahead. We're gonna slow this way down. See, their morale still isn't fully up, so that you see how so we're gonna deselect the mercenaries and move everybody else in. So we've got, let's see, 35, we've got like 11 months, but we'll probably lose some men, which is okay. And we can actually use these mercenaries to like assault this fortress, which might help us out a fair amount. As you can see, Charismia or Charismia apparently, and Charismia and Parthia are helping out in the war. As you can see as well, Xanthia can raise these big armies, like 7k. I don't quite understand how they're doing that. What you don't want to do is have this be a mess as you're advancing in here, and then lose battles in there, because it's okay. So the question is, I could just order an assault right away. I'm thinking about doing that because their biggest army is smaller than my levies. So I'm gonna start with an assault with the mercenaries. That'll also help bring the maintenance of them down if they lose a lot of them. So we're just gonna go straight in there. Okay, yeah, we're gonna take it. That's good. Okay, that's really strong. Let's get the mercenaries. Okay, so they've lost a few. And then we'll get you just into here while everybody else chills. Yeah, you want the mercenaries to kind of take losses for you. You're paying money for them, might as well. Then everybody but the mercenaries. You're gonna come, so we kind of want, okay, so Parthia is taking that, that's good. So then we just want this over here, just for some extra income. And this might actually be the fastest that I've ever won this war before. So then it'll just be defeating these armies down here. Because Xanthia can destroy Pisuria pretty easily, but... And then it's totally fine if this goes to Kharasmia, although ideally not. I mean, why not? I think we're going to get it here, and so what we'll do is just turn that into a client state with Xanthia. Although, actually, we might leave it independent, because I think if you have tributaries, that counts towards that 50 territories that will trigger the event. So we'll take this, just kind of use the mercenaries to whittle down the armies. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No. Get here. Okay, so that's ours. Now we'll just move in here. Okay, that's not a good fight. We'll just kind of meet up. They're going to beat up Pisuria pretty bad here. So you come here and then here. We might have to disband our mercenaries. Look how many armies he has though. 3k, 4k basically, plus 15. Or so that's 5k right there. 8k, 11k. And I don't think they're hiring mercenaries, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, you see we've got like 7 months left before we're gonna go bankrupt. Okay, that's fine. You also really want, if you get like bad events or something that makes so you have disloyal characters, you really want to keep that under control, because having your in this war, I guess this went pretty well. It's not over yet, but you can see with how big Xanthia's armies are, how it could get kind of out of hand. What you really need is a border with Pisuria, and you need to not take any unnecessary. So again, I'll show you what we're trying to get here. Unite the Dahe. We don't want, so look at that green right there. Take a good look at the Xanthia that's covered in green. We don't want these two provinces and that province, because again, we're trying to stay under that crucial 50 territory number. The other thing is that I think sometimes the event triggers even if you don't have 50 territories, so there's a bit of luck here. Alright, so with this we'll just move in. Oh boy. As you can, it's because you have all these like horse archer units. Some of them, yeah, like these here. Let's just okay, they're forced to go there. Okay, whatever. We might. This might be a questionable fight right here. Look at that. God damn. So we just lost a battle, that's not good. It's because of these horse archer units are not good at sticking together. Some of them are faster, and it's just, you could probably micro it way more efficiently, but that would just be like painful. So ideally Pisuria will take this. Okay, this is all good. We really want Pisuria to take that, but I think he got like wiped out. Okay. See if we can get Pisuria to grab that on their own. Might have to disband our mercenaries. If we absolutely have to, we can, I think we can afford to just take that on our own. Whoa. Stop it. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to figure it out. Let's see what happens. There's still a big army there. Okay, it looks like Kharazmi is going to take it. Which isn't the end of the world. So this should actually bring the war to 100%, and also it's unfortunate, but okay, wait, what's the problem now? I think it's just waiting for these two things. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna, I guess, sue for peace here once we get to 100. I think we just have to wait for that. $65 loyalty. He has a ton of loyalty already, though. We'll just do that. Okay, 95. I think that'll be enough. What we'll do is sue for peace. We need Dahea. Okay, yeah. So we're not. You see how we're not getting that and that, and then we don't care about Scythia Magna. We don't care about Kharazmia. We do care about Parthia. And then in order to maintain the border with Pisuria, we are going to have to take what we could do is actually just take Sild. And that way we have a border with Pisuria. And we can pretty easily take that later. Is this a good idea? I'm trying to think if there's something wrong with that. We don't want Xanthia to be our subject. There's no reason to give any extra territory to these guys. In fact, it's kind of good to have Xanthia there as a buffer so we can just scoot around here when we need to attack Sakia, which is our next step. I think this is okay. Xanthia will be fully split up, but we'll leave them, but we will actually be saving 3 territories to keep ourselves from triggering the thing. Alright, I think I like it. Now you guys might be saying, why aren't you making him a subject? The goal here is not, we don't care about this territory that much. There's actually this city right here is pretty good, and it has a fort, but this territory, just look at the population, like, this is not good territory. It's just about getting to that Dahe limit, and then we can take this. Actually, with the way we did this, we might even be, we'll count up our territories, but I think we're going to do it. We're going to hit OK, thus concluding the Xanthian War with 9 gold left. And hopefully I won't be like, oh no, I'm stupid, but let's do it. Okay, so as you can see, now we have, I think what we'll do is check really quick, what are our territories? Okay, so 37 territories, so that means we have, we can get 12 more territories, so we can actually choose now. You can see, if I'd taken this, we'd have 9 more. And so then if we took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we'd be down to 3. This doesn't make sense, actually. normally if Pissyria doesn't fail, they take all this, so we'd actually be at 36, and then we take, all we need is these, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's like barely. That's it right there. Is that right? So maybe it's better to end with Sakya and take Pissyria now. The problem is the Sakyan War is harder than the Pissyrian War. The Pissyrian War is really easy because you have two armies just march along these two routes here, and they can only have like 2,000 troops. Whereas the Sakyans, they go in like multiple directions, and it's really annoying. And there are these areas that you don't even want. It's just questionable. Do I go off my original plan of just going after Pissyria? Interesting. Well, let's get everything in order. We'll think about that later. First and foremost, disband. Actually, first and foremost, fire the mercenaries. Okay. Now we can do... yeah, whatever.
Hey, wake up.
So...
hey, wake up.
Sorry
hey,
about that.
Wake up.
Someone's spamming me. Alright. So, one thing... No, we're still okay. We don't need to integrate anything. So, the Xanthian War went well. I actually think we've done this pretty well. So now we just wait. One thing we can do is just like come in and out of alliances with these people. Oh, we can't. So they have a truce with me? Why? So yeah, let's just wait. Okay, wait. Okay, that's actually good that they're building a fort there. So, what we kind of want to do here, so again, we're trying to think about who do we want to go after. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That puts us just over what we want. Don't care about centralization. Yeah, don't care about that. So, one thing we can do is bring army maintenance down. Okay, if they break their alliance, I think we might just do that. The thing is, when you trigger the event, you don't want a ton of your armies up there, but you do get this huge army for free if you do that. The other issue is just that we still don't have these areas. So we're going to need to have like a double war against Xanthia and Pissyria, which really shouldn't be hard. Or we risk this, which will put us over. I shouldn't have taken... well, no, that's okay. It's so like 37 territories. The other thing we need to be doing is just watching. So we'll just set this on full blast. I think we'll take Pisiria. The other thing that would be a disaster is if Bactria came in here and took some of that. So I think we'll take Pisiria, leave Xanthia and Sakia. And then if the other thing you really need to do is just what you should do is put the Seleucid Empire. Oh, can you not do that? So they're at war with a ton of people right now, but they're not we're not ready. I wonder if it would be good to do this as fast as possible when they're at war with the Antigonids. But that's not how we've been doing it in the past. So what you want to do is watch. Okay, so Pisiria broke their alliance, which means I think we're gonna go in there and just really quickly take all that. Take Pisiria and see what happens. If it triggers the event, then lesson learned, and we'll have to start over. Basically, if you trigger the event too early, it's game over, because you can't really win against Bactria and the Seleucids unless they're like a little yeah, with this you always want to just replace the stockpile. Okay, so now we'll raise the levies. And as you can see, once you take Xanthia, you get pretty impressive levies. Just bring it to Sild. And taking Pisiria is pretty easy after that. Disloyal characters. You. So, as you can see, having disloyal characters in this game is really brutal. He's 37. We do have a lot of political influence, but we'll just do that. Okay. Everybody needs to be coming here. So one thing we could be doing is spending our political influence to get some more stability, which is always good. Our aggressive expansion isn't too bad. So we will do this just to get some extra stability. Now everybody's almost here. Yeah, okay. I want to get this underway. Declare war. We will... Oh, they're allied with Xanthia. That's... Let me think. I don't want Kharasmia to get all that. So we will not call in Kharasmia. I think we can take them. This could be a fail. What do you think here? I don't think Xanthia can raise that many armies, but this will sort of slow us down. But whatever, let's do it. No, we're not going to call them. We're going to just do that, and then move here. We could probably, with a contingent of you, just take this really quick. Okay, there's 2k there. Chill. You could just come there. Okay, so 2k, they're about 4,000 Xanthians. Slow this down a little bit. Once we take Pisiria, we'll call this an episode. Okay, so that actually should be enough for those. This should be enough. Okay, yeah, this is fine. What are you doing? Go there. So if we combine these two, they should be able to delete these Xanthians. Oh yeah, okay, huge thing. Oh, we should have done this in the war. Epic fail. What you really want to do is not have them on shock action. What you want them is on... Whoa, this is weird. Normally you want them on deception. But I guess for this one we want skirmishing. Oh, that's because there are no horse archers here. Okay, so skirmishing. You... Skirmishing, I guess. Normally it's deception once you get tons of horse archers. So like this, we want deception. And you want to do this for each one because it's like, it's really bad to not have them on that. Make sure you do that for everybody. Like this, we definitely want deception, 100%. Oh. Yeah, that would have been important in the war. So for anyone watching in retrospect, make sure you adjust, go through all your armies and make sure they're on. Whoa, that was fast. Artesia, what is that? Oh, that's just that. Wool. 2 slaves killed. 4 slaves killed. That's fine. For 25 gold. That's a year's worth of, yeah, we'll do that. Okay. What's the population now? Whew, that was everybody. Whatever. That was probably a mistake. Okay, this is all fine. Could probably just assault this. Oh, we don't have any infantry. So we're just gonna have to wait, that's fine. Wait for these two to meet up. We can speed up here. Just make sure they're both... Yeah, they're both good, okay. It would actually be nice to have that tribal settlement finish. 5th of April. Hopefully we don't win that siege by then. Although we probably will. Okay. So we'll just get over here. Okay, this is all fine. Whoops. You know, I actually really want that to finish 5th of April. I think we're gonna win this siege too fast. Let's just move out. Go here, then here. Damn it, that's not good. So Saki's gonna get this back. Not entirely surprising. This is part of their territory, that it's part of the Scythia Magna province, so they want that. Take this. I think we can speed it up. Oh, did he cancel that? It's not being built anymore. That's L. Except... Alright, you back here. problems, whatever. Okay, so in this case, I think we just want to... Whoa, what's wrong with my war score? I might just... Oh yeah, we don't have any infantry, okay. Don't care. Got kind of a questionable battle here that we are losing. Like, lovely. No. We'll win. Once we get this, Parthia generally sort of collapses. Omen, we could do that, but I think we'll be okay. Just this. As long as we don't utterly fail. Okay, yeah, we should be okay. Just let them get their morale back. And after this month, we will just march down here. Should win this any minute. Okay, that's what we wanted. Now we just need to get over here, and then we'll come back there. We should be okay. Okay, wait, how big of an army are they getting here? Decently big. Okay, you here. So actually, I mean, the question is, can we just annex Parthia now? So I want this and that. Substantial land. Okay, so it looks like we have to fully annex everything. That's okay. It actually gives us something to do. Okay, don't do that then. That's not good. Oh god. Alright. Again, this is, we are just kind of waiting for the Seleucids to be having a rough time. Okay, we just killed a lot of troops, that's good. I think you could actually just stay there. Okay, good. Take this back. You here. You could even maybe do that. It's a questionable battle. Okay, we're winning that. In that case, we'll come here. Okay. There are no troops there. We could just do that and probably end this. But I think we have to take over that as well. Thinking about doing this. We're losing men. Well, let's see how many. Let's see how. Okay, good. Disease outbreak. Okay, let's go. Good, and then as soon as this is done, we should be at 100k, right? $99. No, we just have to wait for that. What's the problem? Okay, gotta wait for that then. 100. Okay, so let's do... That's all we want. This and that. So Parthia goes bye-bye. Xanthia remains as a buffer against Kharasmia. Sakya took this Xanthian fort here. Unfortunate. We will need to still take over Scythia Ultima up here as soon, and then also Xanthia, which is a strange complication which I haven't tested before. But this is basically what we want, so I'm going to say okay. Okay. We will... We could, I think our aggressive expansion isn't bad. Yeah, we don't need any of that. So we will instead just... What's our current popularity? Yeah, we'll just take popularity. And now we just need you back here. And then disband everybody. Okay. And as you can see, well, let's just go. As you can see, we are at 45, so we can only get 5 more before we're in danger of triggering the event. So now the long game of watching the Seleucids. Who are they still? They're done with their war. Unfortunate. Who do they have truces with? Athens, like everybody. Moria too. L. Okay. Well, I think that concludes it. So again, the game plan here is wait for the Seleucids to be weak, and hopefully we can foresee it with enough time to take Sakya and Xanthia, this remaining little pocket of Xanthia, and then this territory up here, and then unite the Dahe in time for the event to trigger, which forms Parthia, and then yeah, that'll be the next episode. Probably the next episode. Actually, we won't get to that because the next episode will probably be a lot of waiting. But stick with it. This will be epic. This will definitely be epic. So thank you for watching. See you in the next one.